There are no rules of writing. First, I want to say that because there are a lot of people who've broken all the rules and have given amazing successes.
Okay.
So, first, I want to lace it by saying there are no rules. But in general, because of how human psychology operates, over time, as humans, we have understood what happens when you press this button, this will happen. इतना हमको समझ में आ गया. So, sorry, what is the question again?
Plot and the subplot. How do they play
So,
out?
so in general, for example, in Art of Dramatic Writing, the writer explains that all your subplots, ideally, all your subplots should get over before the main plot. Because once the main plot gets over, once the goal has been achieved, then I'm not interested in the film anymore. Film is over for me. There are a number of films which have many subplots. For example, if you take Laal Singh Chaddha, Laal Singh Chaddha has got many subplots. A number of things are happening. But the main plot is one, and that is रूपा मेरे साथ ब्याह करेगी क्या? वो 8 साल 9 साल की उम्र में बोलता है रूपा मेरे साथ ब्याह करेगी. So you know his main plot, the goal is that he wants to somehow get this girl in his life, and that becomes your main plot. Now, what happens is that sometimes you break rules also. So, in my opinion, Forrest Gump, if you look at it from a writing point of view, it's not a mainstream film. Because there are 3 rules in mainstream writing. One is you need to have a clear premise, which should be an affirmative sentence with an action in it. Forrest Gump has a premise which is a question. It's not an affirmative sentence with an action in it. In fact, it's a question. Are we deciding for ourselves how our lives will proceed? Do we make decisions? Does a life turn out to be based on our decisions? Or are we like the feather which gets pushed here and there and life decides for us what happens to us? That's the question of Forrest Gump.
Film, right.
That's the theme of the film. That's the premise. तो हम लोग ने उसको हिंदी में हमने गाना भी बनाया. क्या पता हमें है कहानी में हम. हो रहा है जो हो रहा है वो हो रहा है क्यों? Is this happening out of our control? So we made a song out of it so that we prepare people that this is not a film which is a clear premise film. The premise is a question and we want you to start engaging with it from now only. That was our attempt to make it mainstream. But otherwise, a question as a premise is not mainstream cinema. So Advait and I had this conversation before we started work on the film. And I said, look, it doesn't have a clear premise. It has a very meandering script. It's not a streamlined script because it's not plot driven. It's character driven. So the story is following the character. School में है, फिर वो बड़ा होता है, falls in love with this girl, goes to college, becomes a very fast runner, discovers that he's a very fast runner, gets taken into the team. Then from there he goes to the army. Then there he meets somebody. There he makes friends with someone. In the army he loses his best friend. In the original he doesn't lose him entirely. He loses his leg. But we made some important changes here. But the fact of the matter is that the story is following the character. It's not streamlined following a plot. And the third important rule of mainstream writing is that when your main plot gets over, you should finish the film quickly. In the next 1 or 2 minutes, you should complete the film. In the case of Forrest Gump, and of course also in Laal Singh, the main goal gets achieved. He gets married to Jenny. Forrest gets married to Jenny. And the film continues for 10-15 minutes after that. And there's a whole chunk after that, when finally she falls ill, then she dies. तो मेन प्लॉट खत्म हो गया है, उसके बाद 15 मिनट फिल्म चलती है. एंड ऑन द ग्रेव 1 year after she's died, when he's talking to her, that is where the theme of the film comes out. This thought of, do we control life or does life control us? That theme is coming out in the grave scene, second last scene of the film. So I told Advait, I said, ये बहुत ही non-mainstream film है. क्योंकि मेन प्लॉट खत्म हो गया है, बट आपके सब प्लॉट्स अभी भी चल रहे हैं. नाउ इन हॉलीवुड दैट फिल्म हैड डन रियली वेल. and I mean in the US, and maybe it had social reasons for doing well, and of course it was a well-made film, one of my favorite films, and it did well, but it broke three very big rules of writing, mainstream writing. Baki to you can write what you want, but if you want it to be mainstream, then and uh, I mean, in our case, I think I also pitched my performance too high, I felt. The performance of Lal was pitched too high, I feel. But I mean, this is an example I was giving you of how the main plot, ideally, should get over. This is the last thing that should get over. So you must make sure that your subplots get tied up before your main plot.